Hey guys, so a few videos back I had talked about making a stacking toy for my daughter from Dollar Tree items. And what I did, this is the final product here. What I did was I took one of those foam blocks that you use to make floral arrangements, and I'll try to find a picture of it beforehand to insert here. And then I wrapped it with wrapping paper, and then I stuck barbecue grilling sticks inside. Now, originally what I had planned to do was use this contact paper that I had gotten from the Dollar Tree, but I found that since the foam tended to disintegrate quickly and was very dusty and you couldn't really clean it, this wouldn't stick, and immediately it would just kind of absorb the foam particles, and then it lost all adhesive. So what I did was I just took some wrapping paper, which of course you can get at the Dollar Tree, and then I made sure the seam wasn't at the top where the sticks were gonna go, and then just tape that up. But make sure that when you do that, you really tape every single surface where the child might rip it easily. Now, I will tell you that depending on the wrapping paper, this isn't a very durable kind of a toy, really. So this would be the kind of toy, if your child is still very young, that you probably want to watch them, make sure they don't poke their eyes out or anything on this, or start ripping it open or pulling the sticks out. But I think it's a nice way to make do, if you can't afford some of those expensive toys where you put the beads on the top or other kinds of things. And then as far as what we're going to do as stacking, we could use foam blocks, we could use some other items from the Dollar Tree. Right now what we're going to do are use these items, because I bought these a while ago, but my daughter hasn't seen them yet. So, there's jewelry links that they sell, and just keep in mind the age restriction. My daughter's younger than this, but again, I'm going to supervise her while she does all this stuff. And these are purple stars, pink flowers, yellow hearts. But I think I'm going to start with these items first because they're more primary colors. They're more bold, they're not translucent. These are the linking shapes, and these are located in the teaching items. And she loves shapes. Right now she loves the star and the heart. So I think at first, though, we're just going to practice putting shapes on top of these sticks. I think this might be a little bit challenging for her, as this is a fine motor activity that she's not used to. So the goal would be, just to put it on the stick, etc. Now, eventually, we could go to, me assigning each stick with a shape, and then she has to, put it on the right stack. So the blue heart goes with the blue heart, etc. Now, I will say, looking at this now, I kind of wish that I painted these sticks first, because they are kind of hard. They don't come out very easily, and so it could be very confusing with all these sticks so close together to decipher which one goes with the shape. But it'll be a nice challenge for her, I think. Plus, you have to be careful with barbecue sticks because they're not always straight. I'd never realized this before, but if you look at just regular grilling sticks, and these I got at Kroger for like 90 cents or something, a pack of 100 or something. See how that stick isn't straight? So you want to try to choose sticks that are as straight as possible. See that curve at the end here? So, and when you put them in, really try to keep it as straight as possible, making sure to mark them prior to sticking them in, because you don't want to end up with all these extra holes from doing it and redoing it. And, once you take the stick out, it weakens that hole. So you don't want to be going in and out trying to adjust over and over again. Now, another idea that you could do is take some construction paper, and they sell construction paper at the Dollar Tree, and you could cut small shapes and assign that with each hole, and then they say, oh, put the pink one with the pink one, the green one, etc. You could make these poles certain colors as well. So there's all sorts of ideas that you could do. And, you know, eventually if you do get some kind of beads, I ordered some Melissa and Doug beads on Amazon for like $9, I think. You could try using it with this, although probably you couldn't really stack them very high because eventually this would topple over, because this is a very light object. So that's just one idea. And, you know, technically I guess you don't have to wrap the foam block, but I would, just because I don't think that foam stuff is really safe, really. But if you wrap it up, it should be fine. If you have any ideas, you know, as far as some other objects you could put on here, let me know. I would love to hear what your suggestions are. And that's it. One fine motor activity I had shown in a previous video was using these 7-day pill organizers for sorting. And you can use these little beads. They sell these in the craft section of the Dollar Tree. And they come in packs like this. I think this came with 5 colors or 6 colors, something like that. And you can separate them out, you know, maybe just start with 2 colors, etc. I'd shown this before, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. But if you don't want to use these, if these are too small right now, you can look into using some repurposed items from elsewhere. So this, for example, is from the freezer section. This held frozen egg rolls, and I just, you know, washed it out with soap and let it dry. And you can sort these beads into these containers, or you can use other items like these I'd shown before. This is some Easter table decorations, and also some of the Valentine's decorations as well. So it's very similar to using the freezer trays like I had shown in another video, but it's just a bit needs a bit more precise movement to use these trays, and then you could progress to these. Now, one thing I had filmed earlier was making your own stacking toy. And again, you have to be careful with this toy because it can very easily break. You know, you don't want your child to poke their eye out or anything. However, I had found that these beads can fit on top of these barbecue sticks. So this would be a pretty advanced fine motor activity in relation to everything else I had shown you, because it will take very, very precise steadiness to do that kind of an activity. But yeah, it could be something that my child can work on. Another thing you could do for fine motor activities is to use the pipe cleaners. And they sell these also in the craft section of the Dollar Tree. And you could punch holes into a canister and have the child try to aim for the holes with a pipe cleaner. Now, that is very difficult for my daughter right now, so we're not doing that, but we're using this canister here. And this is another repurposed canister. This actually held the Purine cookies, you know, those rolls. I'll show a picture of that. But basically, you know, I would tell her, okay, put the purple one in, and then she would do this and try to aim to get it in here. And what I did to cover it is just, this is the contact paper that the Dollar Tree sells. It's adhesive, which is nice because, you know, you don't have a ton of air bubbles there, not a ton of wrinkles, so that's very nice. And to make it fun, you know, you can kind of do a little curly cues at the end, or, you know, you could take some construction paper or some foam shapes that they have at the Dollar Tree and make flowers, you know, other kinds of things to stick at the end. Another fine motor activity slash vocab slash speech activity is this here. So what you could do, if you don't have the Fisher-Price mailbox, which makes a noise every time you put something in the slot, this is something else that you can use for putting things in, like kind of like mail or cards. So this, I'd shown this before. This is from an old hot cocoa canister. And I had cut a slit at the top. And what my daughter and I do, she loves to use flashcards. I try not to let her use the cards as much as the actual objects, but she likes them. So what we'll do is, we'll go through the cards, and when she gets an object right, star or car or chair or whatever, she'll take the card and then she can put it into the slot. Now, this here, as you notice, I made it a bit wide at the edges here, and that's really to kind of make it a little easier on her. As I continue to push her and challenge her a bit, I'll get a new lid and just cut a regular slit.